Blue Beetle opens up this weekend, guys, and I gotta tell you, is it worth seeing? Is it worth you going to the theater to pay to see it? Well, I gotta tell you, I liked it, but I came out of the theater saying that, well, it was a fairly generic origin story for a superhero. There's nothing in this movie that we haven't seen before. Now, saying that, some people will say, well, then you hated it. No, I didn't hate it. It was a completely serviceable origin film for this character, Blue Beetle, that is now going to be part of the DCU, maybe? I don't know. The synopsis reads, an alien scarab chooses college graduate Jaime Reyes to be its symbiotic host, bestowing the teenager with a suit of armor that's capable of extraordinary and unpredictable powers, forever changing his destiny as he becomes the superhero known as Blue Beetle, except I don't think he's ever addressed as Blue Beetle. Guys, it's about 2 hours. The runtime does have a bit of an effect on it. I think it will not fare too well on repeat viewings, but it moved pretty quickly. But as I said, there's fare in here. It's the token kind of bad guy. Oh, I want this. I want the scarab for myself so I can take over the world kind of thing. And they don't do a really good job of explaining the extent of what the suit's powers are and what they can do. Like, they show it doing cool things, but then at one point it kind of gets damaged a little bit, and it's kind of like, well, I thought you were pretty much indestructible. So what is going on here? They don't really do a whole lot of explaining of that, but the acting is good. Xolo Maridueña, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. He did a good job as the main character. He did a really good job. Bruna Marquezine. But the father, Damien Alcazar, also did a good job. Yeah, there's a good family dynamic going on here in the film that I think a lot of people will attach onto. If you come from maybe this demographic or this lineage, this heritage, there's going to be some stuff in there that how they work as a family and stuff like that I think a lot of people will grab onto. Does it have a political overtone to it? Not really, no. But you're more interested in, okay, what is the suit? What can it do? And for the most part, it works, but it's just not all that memorable. It's kind of like, they mentioned Superman and Batman, but it's kind of like, we know that they're in this universe. Where's Superman? Why would he let this continue to go on, kind of thing, right? And that's one of the problems by having this shared universe kind of thing. And I think there's the director, and Angel Soto. Guys, I think, yeah, if you're a fan of the Blue Beetle property, then you'll want to see this movie. If you're a fan of Xolo, then you'll probably want to see this. It's so disconnected from the rest of the DCU. This could easily be spun into the new James Gunn universe going forward. But it could also be tied to the Snyderverse. It doesn't really matter because it's just a small, confined story of the origin, or oranges, as some people would say, of Blue Beetle. The bad guy, Susan Sarandon. Typical, hey, I'm the head of a big company that's investigating this technology. I want it for myself, kind of thing. It's a little hammy at times from her, I would have to say. It's just so middle of the road, man. And it kind of bums me out to say that. So let's go over the tomato meter and see what people are saying before I get into my critical analysis. 79% by the critics, 94% by the audience. So I think that 79 dropped a little bit. I think it was like in the 80s yesterday. 127 reviews by the critics, 94 by the audience. So the audience is liking a little bit better. The thing is that early Thursday projections were saying that it was only about 3 million-ish for previews. So it's not stellar for Blue Beetle. But let's just see what some of the snapshot reviews are saying and see if we agree with them. ABC News liked it, so the thrills in the first Latino superhero epic are mostly generic. But the personal relationships between the protagonist, Jaime Reyes, and charming Xolo Maridueña, and his irresistible, rowdy, and resilient relatives make them all the difference. Viva la Famila. Is that how you pronounce that? Sorry. Um, Boston Globe liked it. Blue Beetle is a watchable time waster made better by the actors and the cinematography by Paweł Podgorowski. Sorry if I'm butchering those names. Okay, so hold on. He even admits it here. Watchable time waster. So it's not something where you're going to be coming out and saying, guys, you got to check this out. But this Barbie movie, you got to check this thing out. And it's not like that. And I echoed that in my straight out of the theater reaction. It's kind of like, there's nothing in here that will make, like me, say to you, you got to check this out because of the acting. You got to check this out because of the visual effects. The storyline here is so epic. No, it's not. It's fairly bland. And if somebody were to say that it was bland and generic, I can't disagree with those criticisms. But it's not terrible. It's not an awful film. It's not cringeworthy. There is heart there between this kid who goes out to college and tries to do good for his family, but then his family's just succumbing to all like the economic status of like the universe that they're in, right? So there's some family dynamics going on there that I appreciated, and I think a lot of other people will be gravitating to. There were reports I saw yesterday that this movie had some bad visual effects. Now, let's talk about that. The suit looked fine. And I was looking out for these so-called bad visual effects, and that all looks fine to me. I was looking for the Flash level visual effects, stuff that just kind of looks, when you see it, it's kind of like, yeesh, what the heck is this? But when you see this seems to, well, it looks to me like the visual effects are good. This is like the muscle of the bad guy, of, them trying to create this technology to create these suits, very Iron Man-esque suits, to make soldiers and make profit. But yeah, as I said, Sholo did a good job. Just, I don't know if this movie's going to resonate with a big enough fan base that it's going to be rewarded at the box office. I think if this movie quietly somehow makes its money back, I think this could be on the table for an appearance later on down the line in a crossover with the new James Gunn universe. I think they've left that door open. This movie does have 2 post-credit scenes, at least the ones that I saw. The first one is kind of interesting. It doesn't really show that much. And then there's the final one that's, you can leave. Get out of the theater for that one. But overall, guys, if I were to be looking at this, let me see if I can pull this up here properly on mine here. Let's go through this. The acting was serviceable. Was there any standout performance in there? Well, the father got me. The father dynamic. The people may hate the sister role. The sister was supposed to be like the comedic relief, and that didn't really work for me. So I'll give 1.5 for the acting. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. Right? I like that. That feels good. Directing. God. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, directing, I'll also give 1.5. So that's 3. Storyline was meh. So 3. No, wait, hold on. 4. 4. Now, watchability is 1 there. I'll leave the watchability at 1. Whoops. So now it's just cinematography. Cinematography sitting at 0.5. 2, 3, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for Blue Beetle? Is that what I'm thinking? Yeah. I don't know where else I would give points for it, guys. Cinematography was actually not awful. I could maybe give that a 1. I can move that up to a 1, cinematography. Why not? Give that a full point. Yeah. It's a 6.5. Score, actually, the score was not that bad either. I'll give that a full point too. Why not? I'm being generous here. There you go. Cinematography and score are the best points about this. Make it worthwhile watching. I would give Blue Beetle a 7 out of 10. There you go. That's a generous 7 out of 10. Now, as I said, I don't think that it's going to resonate with enough fans. The people that are going out to see it seem to be liking it. So hopefully when people come out of the theater, they'll be more like the audience score on the tomato meter there. And there'll be enough talk if it can beat Barbie at the box office this week. Barbie made 33 million last week. You got to chop that in about half now, guys, because it's going to be a 5th week. Can Blue Beetle make more than 15 million? Yes. So I think it will come in at the number 1 spot. But other than that, it was fine. Blue Beetle is a fine movie. That's it. What do you guys think? Did you go out and see it? Let me know in the comments below. This is also a kind of movie where we don't need to get into a whole bunch of spoiler talk, because it just doesn't merit that kind of a harsh critique and breakdown. Now, there will be people out there that will do it, but for me, it's kind of like, I'm done. I saw it. I don't need to see any more of it. There you go. Blue Beetle. Are you hyped? What did you guys think? I was being fair. I was going to give it a 6 out of 10. I stretched to 7. And that's the best I can do. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and we will talk about it. You're watching Mirror Domains. All right, so that'll be cut out and put up on the channel later on. Let's get back into some comments here. Let me see if I can pull this up, chat capture. All right, and let me see if I can scroll that down just a bit. Chris Schober, they just released Chucky season 3. They released a movie called She Came to Me. Well, did you not look at the show notes? Art Glass Viking says, I was wondering maybe maybe we have the POV of Jaime as he learns the suit capability. So will we? Not really. That said, I've not seen it. I'm dragging my bro to see it tonight. I hope he doesn't regret me taking him. Well, as I said, it's not a terrible film. It's not. You're not going to be coming out of that going, oh man, I just wasted my time and my money going to see this movie. That's not what you're going to get with Blue Beetle. It's a fine, serviceable film. And then it's kind of like, whoa, okay. Is Blue Beetle movie 2003 worth the wait, James? Was it worth the wait? I don't know. I guess. As I said, there were things about it that I liked. Nice score, 7 out of 10 gives me hope. My bro won't want to punch me. I'm still hyped to see Blue Beetle. And if you're a fan of that actor, Sholo, then I think you'll like him in this movie too. The acting is not cringeworthy. Maybe they try to do a little bit of a romantic interest here with one of the characters. That felt a little bit shoehorned in, but it's a minor part of the film. Eventually that'll go somewhere, maybe in a sequel if you get one, but as I said, it really all depends on how well it fares at the box office.